What is the gospel? Few of us have never seen or heard the word gospel. Most religious people, or those who claim to be of the Christian faith anyway, are familiar with this word. Most will define it as the good news, which it is, but the Bible defines it in much more detail than that. Should we not always refer to the Scriptures to understand scriptural things? Of course we should. The Apostle Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 through 4, that the good news he proclaimed to them was the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. That indeed is good news. To everyone who believes in Jesus, it is the greatest story that has ever been told. It is a story that shows the love that the Creator of this world has for every single person who ever has or ever will live. Yet, it is really only good news if it is something of which we can make application. The death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus means nothing to us if we do not take advantage of it. So we need to know how to do that. Of course, the Bible clearly shows us how. In fact, it tells us that the gospel is something that must be obeyed. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verses 7 through 9, we read that the Lord Jesus will, in flaming fire, inflict vengeance on those who do not know God and on those who do not obey the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. The Apostle Peter's words in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17 also strongly imply that those who do not obey the gospel will suffer a terrible end. Therefore, it is of utmost importance that we obey it. Some men say that we only have to believe in Jesus. Some say that we need only to say a prayer. Some may say that we only need to make a public profession of faith. But when we turn to the Scriptures, we find what God says. In Romans chapter 6, verses 3 and following, we see exactly how that we can obey the gospel. We must bury the old sinful body in water baptism in order to meet Jesus in his death, and then be raised up in the likeness of his resurrection to walk in newness of life. To wrap it up, in order to obey the gospel, we must be buried with Christ in baptism, to be raised up to walk in newness of life. For more information, contact us at the email address on your screen. This has been A Gospel Minute on Guam.